was supposed to take us from 2017 all the way until like the middle of 2021. Today is February of 2020, and we've already been out of debt for like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think about it, it was a 4-year plan originally that we shrunk down into 2. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Maurice, and I'm here with my beautiful wife,
Coach Nasa.
And today we want to share with you 3 sacrifices that we had to make to get out of debt. Now, if you've been around for a while, then you know that we already did a video talking about, exactly how we got out of debt and sharing the entire process. We went even further to make a video where we broke it down into 6 specific steps that you could follow. But in today's video, the process really comes with a lot of sacrifices. So we kind of wanted to get into some of the things that we gave up, just so that it might help and encourage you. We did a poll on our channel recently and asked what types of videos you guys like seeing from us the most, and the majority of the votes came in for like debt freedom tips, motivation, advice. So that's what today's video is all about.
And also we want to emphasize that we actually did not just do this overnight. It wasn't like all of what we're about to say just happened all at once. It was a very gradual, slow, gradual process. We started with just the budget and then worked our way to what we're getting ready to share with you. So stick around.
So the first thing that we really had to sacrifice was time. And when I say time, I mean this in like a variety of different ways. So it was time apart from each other. We had to get really creative with how we spent that time. We didn't spend much time watching TV. We didn't spend much time on the internet. We didn't spend much time going out or hanging out with friends. A lot of like the normal things that you would come home from work and do. Now, when we got off our first job, we were moving on to our second or even our third at certain points. And so we had to really put all of those things kind of in the background, but just with the understanding that, it was for a short period of time. A lot of times when I would get off work from an extra job, I would come and sit in her restaurant where she was working her side hustle, and eat at her table. Sometimes I would be coming in from, I had a side hustle at UPS where I was unloading trucks from 11 p.m. to 3 in the morning. So I would come home at like 3:30 in the morning, and I would just actually stay up, get things I needed to get done around the house until she woke up at 5 a.m. And then we would spend like an hour together, before she left to start her brand new day. When I was delivering pizzas for Pizza Hut and Domino's, if she was off early one night, she would come and ride along with me. And so we just had to kind of be flexible.
And I do also want to add that we did take off 1 day a month completely from all our other side hustles, and we just decided that day we would spend with each other, and we would do things like just hang out around the house, maybe cook together, or like go on a cheap date or whatever. So we were really focused on getting out of debt quick, but also spending some quality, like really quick time together and being creative, like he said. So the second thing that we sacrificed was travel. We loved to travel when we first got married. We were taking trips everywhere. We would go to Hawaii. I'm not even gonna go down the list. We were going to trips like all the time. And so we obviously had to take a break on that. We also missed out on trips like with family and friends. His sister was having a 30th birthday party, and we missed out on that because it was happening right in the thick of our debt-free journey. We also had several friends that loved to go on trips, and that we were supposed to go with them, but we couldn't because we were in the middle of it. We barely even went home to visit family during the debt-free journey. So that was a big sacrifice, but we knew that it was only gonna last a little bit of time.
Yeah, and one quick thing I'll add to that, that trip she was talking about that we sacrificed for my sister was a big ski trip up in the mountains in Colorado that the whole family was going on. Today is February 2nd, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Literally on the 14th, Valentine's Day weekend, what's our whole family doing? Like, we're all going to Colorado up to the mountains. And so just kind of got to remember that it's temporary and it's for a short period of time. And the third thing we sacrificed, if you don't know, we're sitting in our 200 square foot tiny house right now. We would say is stuff and possessions. So a lot of times people will ask us, do you think you have to buy a tiny house or you have to downsize in order to get out of debt? And our answer to that is no. The tiny house didn't help us get out of debt really at all. We were actually already on our debt-free process, and then we bought the tiny house, which actually increased our debt. And then of course we went back and paid it all off, including the house. But we don't think that you have to go tiny to get out of debt. You just have to be intentional. The reason I say all that though is because inadvertently we actually moving into the tiny house actually did help us, even though we weren't expecting it at first. And so basically by selling all of our belongings and our stuff to downsize to get into the house, it actually freed up a ton of extra money for us that we used exclusively towards our debt. So before we moved in here, we had this super nice 7-piece bedroom set. We ended up selling that for $2,600. The same thing with our couch. We got about $900 for the sofa we bought, super nice sofa. And then we also had a 7-piece dining set that we ended up selling to the manager that owned the building that we lived in. So those were like the biggest items. We sold tons of other like smaller stuff, kitchen appliances and things like that. And all of those extra funds, we put them in the pot to pay off our debt.
Like I stated before, you do not have to do these things right off the bat. You don't even have to do these things. Like, your journey is your journey. However you want to do it, however you think will be the fastest way for you to do it that way.
When we first started, all we were doing was mapping it out based off of the income that we were already making from our full-time jobs. But as we continued working and making progress, our motivation grew. We were motivated to sell items. We were motivated to work extra jobs. We were motivated to just do everything we could to just focus all of our energy into this one goal. And that sacrifice ended up trimming it down from a 4-year plan to a 2-year plan. So that's why we just say, don't be overwhelmed by this video. Don't take this as like, man, there's no way I'm gonna do all those crazy things. Just start. If you can just commit yourself to starting the plan, you will be amazed how your mindset changes, how your behaviors start to change as a result of like the different motivation that you're feeling. So we just want to encourage you. We get emails and DMs all the time. You guys got this. You guys can kill it. Yes. We would have never thought we'd be sitting here sharing this story, but we are. You know, we're just like you. We're literally no different, other than just a decision to do it and continuing to stick with this. So we hope this helps you guys. We love you guys. Thanks for checking in with us, and we'll see you on the next video. Oh, pause.
I was gonna say, and when y'all get out of that, make sure you hit us up so y'all can take some trips with us as we wait for you on the other side. So come on and join us on our vacations as well when you get out, because we'll be here waiting on you at the door.
At the door.
So thanks for watching. We love y'all. See you in the next one.
Peace. Speaking of Super Bowl Sunday, born and raised in Kansas City, Missouri. Most of her life in Kansas City, Missouri. So go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. Woo!
And actually, by the time you guys watch this, the game is over. So hopefully we won.
But I'm saying we won.
We still support them.
Yeah. Yeah.